Alright, so for this show, we're going to use the distributive property to solve each inequality, and then we will verify our solution again. So 4 times x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 5x minus 12. What they've shown here with these arrows is the distributive property being used, and in fact the second line, they've already provided the solution. So it's 4 times x, which is this, plus 4 times negative 2, which is this. And then it's still greater than or equal to 5x minus 12. So they've done the distributive property already. So we just need to simplify it a little bit. And to simplify it, we can do this 4 times negative 2. So we've got 4x plus, and then in this case it's negative 8, is greater than or equal to 5x minus 12. So that's the first step, is to turn that 4 times negative 2 into a negative 8. Now, it says to add 8 to both sides. That will get rid of this negative 8 by doing that. So we're going to add 8 here, and then we'll add 8 here. And please notice, 8 is a constant, so I'm putting it underneath the constants. One on the left, one on the right. Don't put multiple positive 8s on one side and nothing on the other. You put it under the constant that's on both sides, once on each side. So 8 and negative 8 cancel out, leaving you with just the 4x on the left. 5x stays the same because we're not dealing with variables yet. Negative 12 and positive 8, when you put those together, you end up with negative 4. And we've just added 8 to both sides, so our sign is going to stay the same. So that's the next step. Now we've got a variable on the left, a variable and a constant on the right. We need to get this variable over to the other variable. And we're going to do that by subtracting 5x from both sides. And I'm going to write that underneath the variable. So subtract 5x here is underneath the variable, and subtract 5x here is underneath the variable, so you can see which terms you're going to be combining later. So 4x minus 5x gives you a negative x. Sign isn't going to change. 5x minus 5x is just 0, so that's not a big deal. And then we're left with negative 4. Now, this is like saying negative 1 times x is less than negative 4. That means the same thing. So our x is still not all by itself. We need to still deal with that. And to do that, we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. So divide by negative 1 over there, and divide by negative 1 over here. These will then cancel out and become positive. So our left-hand side is x greater than or equal to negative 4 divided by negative 1. Well, 4 divided by 1 is 4. Negative divided by a negative is positive. So that's our final answer. So x is greater than or equal to 4. So now we got to check it. We need to check the boundary sign. Oh, right, we're dividing by negative, so yes, we need to flip that sign. Sorry, I missed that detail. Dividing by negative, so we flip the sign, so x is less than or equal to 4. So we need to check the boundary point. We're going to take the original question, 4 times x minus 2, and 5x minus 12. And now we're going to substitute in 4 for our x's. So 4 times 4 minus 2. And then on the right hand side we've got 5 times 4 minus 12. So there, we've done the substitution. The 4 is our substituted value. 4 minus 2 is 2. So this becomes 4 times 2. On the right hand side, 5 times 4 is 20. So it's 20 minus 12. 4 times 2 is 8. 20 minus 12 is also 8. So those match, so we've confirmed our boundary point. It's good. So now we need to check also with a value less than 4 to confirm the direction of our sign. So, start with the original question again. Left side, right side. And now we need a value less than 4. 0 is a very convenient number to use, so we'll use that. I'll substitute in 0 for x. So there, instead of x I now have 0. Now we need to crunch the numbers. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. 5 times 0 is 0. So 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. 0 minus 12 is negative 12. Now our original sign said that it was left side is less, no, sorry. Left side is greater than or equal to. So is negative 8 greater than or equal to negative 12? Yes. So we have now confirmed our sign direction. Oh, and I'm sorry guys, I went way off the screen. So we've confirmed our sign direction. Negative 8 is greater than negative 12. All right, part B. Let's go through that now. 3 times x plus 5 is less than or equal to 7x plus 9. Now, in this case, we could look at possibly doing division instead of the distributive property, but 7x divided by 3 is not an easy division, and neither is 19 divided by 3. So by noticing that, we know that the distributive property is going to be more useful for us. So, distributive property, we start with 3 times x, becomes 3x. Then we do 3 times 5, which is 15. And then that is less than or equal to 7x plus 19. Now, we want the variables on the left, so I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides. So subtract 7x from this side, subtract 7x from this side. Those cancel out on the right, leaving you with just 19. And on the left, 3x minus 7x is negative 4x, and that constant still stays. Variable, constant, constant. We need to get rid of this constant, put it over on the right-hand side, so we're going to subtract 15 from the left. And if we do that on the left, we have to do it on the right. So now we're left with negative 4x. These 15s cancel. Less than or equal to 19 minus 15 becomes 4. So now we're going to divide by negative 4 to get x by itself. And we do that to both sides. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is 1, so that leaves us with x. We're dividing by a negative, so we're going to flip our sign. And then 4 divided by negative 4 becomes negative 1. So it looks like x is greater than or equal to negative 1. So two-step verification. We'll check the boundary point first. We'll go back to the original question. 3 times x plus 5 is less than or equal to 7x plus 19. So if we substitute in negative 1 for x, then both sides should actually equal once we've got the calculations done. So negative 1 plus 5 becomes 4. 7 times negative 1 is negative 7. 3 times 4 is 12. Negative 7 plus 19 is also 12. So there we go. Those are equal, so we've confirmed the boundary point. So now we will confirm our direction of our sign. Again, back to the original question, 3x plus 5 times 7x plus 19. Our solution said that x was greater than or equal to negative 1. Greater than negative 1? Well, we can use 0 again as a convenient number. So we'll substitute in 0. And we'll see what happens to our sign. Okay, so instead of x, we now have 0. Do the math. 3 times 0 plus 5 is 5. 7 times 0 is 0. So 3 times 5 is 15. Keep the sign. 0 plus 19. Okay, so 15 is less than or equal to 19. So we have confirmed the sign direction. And so now we've confirmed both the boundary point and the sign direction. So we know that x is greater than or equal to negative 1 is the correct solution for this question. All right.